Shop Rev Skip becomes the Awake Shop. Inspiration you can wear. T-shirts, hoodies, hats, and mugs. Head over to the Awake Shop now. awakeshop.org. Faith, love, openness, willingness. You're in the flow with Rev Skip. Hey, what's up, family? It's your boy, Rev Skip, and you are in the flow. And when you're in the flow with me, you have faith that transformation is happening. You love yourself through the process, and you become willing and open and willing to have a new experience. I want to welcome you into this time of spirituality, of fun, of music today. I'm very excited. And just allow yourself to be in the flow. And of course, I don't do this by myself. I got a partner in spirit. You know, I stopped saying partner in crime. I have a partner in spirit, a partner in light. What's up, Diego?
Good morning, Godling. Or you know how much I love the way Preston Smile says it. My
Yes,
partner in shine.
Hey, and speaking of Preston Smiles, he's going to be our guest next week.
Ooh, that's our next
Yeah.
week's. Oh, that's going to be a good show.
I know, he's one of my favorite people on the planet. But, you know, until that happens, we have something to do today. We're celebrating Independence Day.
It's a big weekend, huh?
Well, so I'm going to, because we always get to be honest on this show. I've always had problems with the 4th of July and independence of America because not everybody's free, brother. You know what I'm talking about, Diego.
Yeah.
That might be another show that we talk about. But what I am going to celebrate this week is divine independence and divine freedom. And that's what I'm.
Spiritual liberation.
I know a book called Spiritual Liberation.
It was very big, and it was very big in my path. I'll tell you that for sure.
Our teacher and friend of the show, he watches sometimes, Michael Bernard Beckwith, Spiritual Liberation. In fact, I actually taught from that this morning for my live broadcast I do every Friday morning for Inside Timer, and we talked about spiritual liberation and freedom. So I got to ask you, brother, what are you doing for this freedom weekend? What you got going on, bro?
Well, I'm keeping the New Thought Media Network running.
How you working?
Rev Briz has taken the weekend off and spending some good quality time with the family over the holiday weekend.
Yeah.
So I'm making sure all the shows stay up.
I love that. Well, we thank goodness for you. I mean, you are definitely the backbone of our network, and I'm so grateful for you. Will you be able to have any time with your beautiful wife at all?
Oh,
are you going to go?
Actually, the 4th of July evening, I'm going out to have quite an exciting dinner. planned with an old friend of mine from Agape. Cath
Yes.
will be here, the queen of Nowism. And as we were saying before the show, we got to bring her on as a guest sometime.
So-
Cath
so-
would make a great guest for you or Laura's show, The Cosmic
So-
Prayer.
So we're going to put you to work, even though you're going to have a good holiday time on Sunday night. You going to work, brother?
Yeah, I get it. Well, okay, yeah, I guess it kind of is a business casual.
Yeah. You know, the one thing I'm doing this weekend, I'm getting some sleep.
Oh,
I'm going to get some sleep. I'm going to relax. Nothing really planned. You know, the 4th is really not my holiday. I don't really like fireworks. I think I'm the only person who doesn't like fireworks. I have never liked fireworks.
Right.
And
I've
so
kind of grown out of it myself. Even when I was younger, I loved them, but as you get older, you've seen one fireworks display, you've seen them all. I'm the guy that's always leaving the fireworks display right as that grand finale gets shooting.
Yes.
Oh, I'm beating all this traffic. I'm getting out.
it's time to get
You
out.
look around and look at all these people enjoying this. Oh, the getting out traffic was going to be really bad.
Yeah, it's time to leave. Well, brother, I wish you a very, very happy Independence weekend. Enjoy yourself as you are working, and have some fun too. Have
Thank
a
you,
little
brother.
fun.
You as well. Get some
Thank
good rest.
you so much. Exactly. I'll try. And everyone, it is now time for Wellness Wake Up with Rev Skip. And today our Wellness Wake Up comes from something that I experience all the time, dealing with pain, physical pain. I've had several back surgeries. I've had, things from overworking, from working out way too much. And so one of the things about pain management I want to bring to our awareness is that we have the opportunity when we're in pain to do something different. I believe pain is an invitation for us to shift what we're doing. So we have chronic pain. We have, a pain that happens, all the time, or we have a pain that comes on. It happens, instantaneously and from maybe picking up a flower pot or something. But we don't have to not take care of ourselves. Whenever I'm feeling pain in my back, wherever I'm feeling pain in my body, it is an invitation for me to rest. And, it's sometimes, too much of a good thing is not a good thing. So sometimes I work out way too much or I go harder than I want to. My back is saying, what? That's the time I need to rest, drink water, realize that, rest is the best thing we can do for an injury, but take care of your pain. And we can move that into our spiritual life as well. Take care of the pain that you are dealing with. And I always know that some dis-ease are here to invite us to go deeper, but we also do not have to suffer through it. So I'm inviting you right now in your Wellness Wake Up, pain management. Take care of it. Do the things that will bring you back to a place of ease. Yes. So now it's time for our quote. So our quotable ponder today comes from Martin Luther King. And I was looking up quotes about freedom and I love what he says. And this is a very important quote that we kind of ponder this week. Freedom is not won by passive acceptance of suffering. What we were just talking about. We don't have to suffer. Freedom is won by a struggle against suffering. So what that quote says to me is that, life is going to be with some struggles. And we don't have to suffer through it, but we can face it head on. I believe that as we're celebrating Independence Day, and I am reminding that this celebration of the 4th of July, Independence Day, at one point, it was only for very few people. It was only for white men who owned land. That was the independence that the forefathers really thought was, we need to celebrate this. But what I do know is that I do see the shift. I do see the elevation. I see a spiritual movement that's happening. And as we are moving through our celebration, again, I'm asking you to remember that until everyone's free, none of us are free. And we can face the struggle together. This is the power of oneness. This is the power of us coming together in a unified field of love, a unified field of God, a unified field of right action. So as we move forward together and we unleash this energy that's going to help us all rise up, and not just in America, but globally, know that we do this together. We embrace the struggle and we push forward together. So I'm very excited about our guest today. And this is what I love about this is our very first, well, actually we had Rev Briz on. So I got to give Rev Briz props. He was my second guest for In the Flow, but we're starting to bring on other hosts for the New Thought Media Network. And this is one of our very first hosts in our In the Flow podcast. Let me tell you a little bit about Laura before we bring her on. And I'm falling in love with these hosts very quickly. I'm seeing what they're doing and they're inspiring me in such great ways. Let me tell you a little bit about Laura Topper, spiritual activator and founder of Mama Power, which I got to hear about Mama Power. In fact, that's one of the very first questions I would ask. What is Mama Power? Laura lives one beat at a time as the pointer to love. Got my love t-shirt on today for women who are ready to shine brighter and live more fully. Laura's songs, teachings, and mentoring programs are infused with her sparkle of light. The little bit I know of her and seen of her, there's a sparkle of light. As she uplifts the heart, inspires souls to go forth and magnify. That is powerful. Powerful. So she is the host of the Cosmic Prayer that happens Mondays. I want to get the times right because we're in different time zones. I love what Rev Briz says, that we need a global clock or world clock so we can keep our time zones together. We'll ask her a little bit more about that. But I believe that she's my counterpart on Monday. So she starts the week and I end the week. She has some great things that's coming up and her website is the bomb, y'all. So we'll talk a little bit about that. But I want to welcome in Laura Topper. Hello, my sister.
I'm always doing that, going full pelt into conversation and I'm muted.
Right.
So professional.
Yes. Well, Laura, the biggest statement of 2020 was you're muted.
Yes, unmute.
Unmute.
So, I'm here. I'm muted.
You're streaming in from the UK, and I always say that when we have someone coming from the UK, we have to allow that swim time of the feed to come through. You got to swim through the water. We got to allow it to cross the Atlantic to get to us in California. So it's traveling. Thank you so much for bringing the UK love. Are you drinking tea right now? Are you drinking some tea?
I am. I've got my cup of tea here.
I have my cup of tea here as well.
Oh, have you?
Yeah. I've recently gone off, Laura, I've recently gone off coffee about 3 days. I normally do it every year. And so I embrace more tea. The only thing about drinking tea, and when I do the show, I have my pot of tea. You got to pee a lot.
You do.
Tea makes me want to go to the bathroom.
You got to be a good, quick runner.
Exactly. Yeah. How's the UK? How's the summer in the UK?
The UK is good. It's sunny here. It's, I can't gauge temperature wise, comparing here to where you are, because our summer is probably your winter, but the sun is out and it's really lovely because I live by the sea. And so it's just got a cool vibe here where I am. And yeah, the UK is good. We're coming slowly and surely out of lockdown and re-emerging back into, mingling and allowed to have communities and gatherings where we weren't. So it's a slow turnaround and we're getting there.
Yeah. One of the great things I love to ask our guests for this podcast is, what did the pandemic teach you?
Well, the pandemic taught me to really relax in my mind, into knowing there was nothing I could do. And so it was a bigger surrendering, it was a greater surrendering. And a lot happened for me during that year, it was actually beginning end of 2019, in the last quarter of that year, into 2020. Before the pandemic, things were really, really, really changing and shifting for me in my life. So I had an opportunity while the pandemic was happening to lean into a deeper spiritual practice.
Yeah. We are having major cut in and out right now, and I might have to wait till the internet catches up, and it's okay. But that was so deep. I'm going to see if we can get that going again. And Diego, have we caught in? I think we caught up again. So let's start again. What did the pandemic teach you? Let's do that again. I love it. The pandemic broadcasting.
So, before the pandemic, my life just went boom. Yeah. Okay, Laura, you're gonna have another huge opportunity for growth here, and that happened before the pandemic at the end of 2019 for me. So 2020, when the pandemic came, I was in a situation, in a position, I was gifted a deeper opportunity to really go with God. Wow. To surrender, to know that God is everything. This too is God expressing. That was my mantra and still is. Thousands of times a day I would be saying it. And that lifted me through many, many difficult and challenging circumstances in my life at that time. I'm not saying, so many people are saying I'm grateful for I'm grateful for it. I'm grateful for how I dealt with it. That's what I'm grateful for. How I dealt with it and how it impacted me and how I saw the whole thing with a new fresh light for me.
It's powerful. And I just saw one of our fellow ministers, one of my minister friends, my minister sister friend, Sandra Quiros. She's online with us today. Hello, Sandra. Good to have you. And I love the New Thought Media Network, and I love what we get to do. So before we get into the deep questions, just tell me a little bit about what you do. What's Cosmic Prayer all about?
Oh, Cosmic Prayer. Well, it's an invitation. That's what it is. I like to live my life by invitation only now. I'm realizing that more and more. And Cosmic Prayer is an invitation for, first of all, to share the power of prayer with viewers and listeners. I think actually, first of all, it was really because I love prayer and I live by prayer. And so I wanted to just expand that out. And when I met Rev Robert and we had a great conversation, as you know we do with Rev Robert, and I just said Cosmic Prayer, and he went, yes, I love that. And and it was amazing because I didn't have, just people were coming and saying, I want to be on it. And so it's always been a show with a very it's like ease and grace, where people have come and guested and shared their experience over the last year of what prayer really means for them. And for me to be witness to that and listen every week to a new person coming on of, who really understands prayer, and to teach that out, it's what a gift. I feel so blessed.
That's good.
Yeah.
And another friend of the show just dropped in, Janice. He says hello to all of us. We say hello to you as well. What I love about what we do and at this network is that we're talking about freedom, and this is the month of freedom. It's beautiful to have the freedom to speak the word of prayer, or speak, I am a spiritual being, or I believe in God. I love the freedom that you just spoke about prayer.
Well, it's amazing when you were talking about that in at the beginning of your show, and you were talking about, with Diego in Independence Day, Declaration of Independence, and I believe that is, that is prayer. That's my declaration of independence. Spiritual mind treatment, affirmative prayer. And so we have that. We can use in any moment, with whatever is going on, whether it's that pain, physical pain or emotional pain or suffering that we're in, or circumstantial, we can state our Declaration of Independence right now. And isn't that amazing that we have that freedom to do that? Yeah.
So amazing. And I want to call you Rev now, because you're in your final year of getting your license as a minister. You're already there. You're already doing the work. You're just going through the process. And you're part of the CSL, Church of Spiritual Living, our Center for Spiritual Living, excuse me. And this is part of what the network is part of the CSL ministry. What is the greatest thing that you're learning about yourself as you're becoming a minister yourself? What is the great thing you're learning about you? Say, repeat that again, because the broadcast is swimming over. So repeat that again.
I don't know anything.
You don't know anything. That's what she says, y'all. We're gonna catch up on this. She doesn't know anything.
I'm studying. If I have attitude, then I can learn. If I have an attitude,
and I'm going to have to ask you to repeat everything you just said again, because we're having difficulties. Did I speak that, Diego, into existence? Was that me? Did I speak that into existence? We're having challenges. Okay. So repeat everything you just said again. Repeat it again.
I'm going to go very slowly.
Okay.
I'm learning that the more I know, the less I know, and that when I remain with that attitude that I don't know any of it, that gives me a greater opportunity to know myself and to delve in. Because if I think that I know, then I've kind of limited myself and boxed myself into my own idea of it. And what I'm really learning is that is how I've run on default for so many years with so many things. And I've just had this major kind of, I'm a life coach and I know about coming out of, and yet when it's ourselves, we can't see the label on the jar that we are.
I gave my group this morning. There's about 165 of us online this morning. And I said, okay, so you have 4 things in freedom, your 4 willingness. And the first one is be willing to shift your mind. But the second one, I said, be willing to say to yourself, I don't know it all. Because once we say I know it, then there's no space for God to move.
Yes.
So it's like, we got to release that I don't know, or that I know it all. So we can be open and willing, So I love what you're talking about, but I'm very curious. What is Mama Power Podcast? What is the Mama Power Podcast? What is that?
Well, it's in its infancy, and it really is. For me, it's last year. And yet it's not last year, it's the culmination of all of me. And last year it came to fruition where I made a choice to be that voice, I suppose, for women who feel that they haven't had the confidence to really step into their power. But more than that, for me, it's knowing this divinity that is within each of us, the power that is within, this mama power, this divine feminine power, if you like, which is held within, which we often think that we have to be, that we have to come from the masculine, and this is whatever gender we are, this is irrelevant. We all hold these patterns where we feel we have to be. It's like you were just saying, when you were saying that about knowing it all, we're programmed to believe that success equals knowing it all and having to have it all together and all in place. And then we're successful, and then we're accepted, and then we're enough. Yes. And then we're okay because we know it all. And so for me, it's like, let's wipe that slate clean. I don't know it all. I'm a success in the mind of God anyway. and this power is within me, and this reflects in my business and how I handle my finances and prosperity, and that I'm a high creative. And I realized that all my life I've kind of pushed and shoved away the Excel spreadsheet.
I hear you.
Yeah,
I hear
and
you.
now it's like, let's get that out and feel okay with being creative with money that is not our money. It's coming through us, and we can play and have fun with owning the knowing that we are allowed to have money. It's spiritual. It's okay.
Yeah,
it's
good. Okay to
good.
have money. And I know we had a conversation before we went on into the broadcast saying how we have trouble promoting, but I'm going to promote you. What is the self-love makeover, yo? What is that self-love makeover book you have? What is that?
Okay.
I'm going to promote you. Yeah, bring it up. Let's talk about that book, yo.
Okay, so first of all, I just got to say, this is my dear friend, Reverend Jeffrey Smith. He's in Australia, and he's like my dear heart friend, and he created this cover for me. It's like the 12-year-old version of me.
I love it.
So this is a journal that where the reader can work through 21 of my songs. And each song has a devoted chapter where they can then really get in touch with the words and the feeling and the essence of the song. And there are questions and insights, opportunities for journaling, and they can then have a deeper knowing of what love really means, what self-love really means. And then at the back there is a whole listing of affirmations. So it's kind of, but it's like a montage. Let's use the songs. That's what they're here for. That yes, they're here to listen to and to bring into our hearts. And yet I know why these songs are here, why they came through me. They're here for people to use, so that they can know who they are as love and do the work on each song.
That's Get that, y'all. Get it, and we'll make sure we put a link in there where they can get it from your website.
Thank you.
We'll talk about that as well. So I'm sure your journey has been expansive to come to this point of creating a book and a podcast, becoming a minister. Tell us a little bit about your spiritual awakening, your journey of spiritual awakening.
Oh my gosh. How long is the show?
We got a little bit of time, but I love how Diego will push us. Diego will push us where we need to go when it's time for the next segment. So we're good. We're good. So go ahead. Okay. Tell us a little bit.
So, and breathe. Okay. I'd always questioned, I was one of those. I never really wanted to comply with my family religion, Jewish, and I love the food and I love the humor. But as far as sitting in synagogue and not understanding a word of what was being said and being brought up in that environment as a child, it was like, hang on, this is just going straight over my head. So I'd rather sit and watch a Jewish movie and laugh, Woody Allen or something, with a nice plate of chopped liver. Now I'm a vegetarian, but anyway, that was it. And so I always was wondering, and then it was when I was 24 that earlier than that a friend of mine gave me a copy of Louise Hay, You Can Heal Your Life.
Oh.
And so that was 35 years ago, and I devoured that book. In fact, it was on a CD, it was on a tape, and I listened to that every night, with the click that went off when I was asleep, with the meditations, her voice, and it was like, oh my gosh, I've really found something here. And then that took me on another journey of wanting to learn about meditation and really just dipping my toes in lots of different philosophies and experiences, and loving it. And it was in 2011 that I decided that I wanted to be a Heal Your Life coach, because the book landed through my came through my door, and I hadn't ordered it from Amazon. So as I was like, where did this come from? And
cosmic. It's cosmic.
Yeah, it's cosmic. And I just turned to the back and it said, do you want to teach this work? And that was it. And I'd done a lot of her classes and things over time. So, and that led me to becoming a coach and in her philosophy. But more importantly, really for me at that time, was that I was invited while I was taking that training to walk a labyrinth. And in that labyrinth walk, I had an immense spiritual epiphany, awakening, a spontaneous awakening that just really pulled me to wanting to understand more of God. Yes. More of God. And that wasn't ever a question in my heart before then. But at that time, because of what happened, it was like nothing else mattered. I really wanted to understand more of this. And so when I came back home to the UK, I was put in touch with Reverend Anya Slater here, who's a Science of Mind UK, and I started learning and studying with her, and on a one-to-one, and that really got me to where I am right now. I never stopped. I just continued studying and studying, and that was like an immense spiritual awakening that happened. But I would say that was the most difficult thing that happened, because when that happened, I was like, what the what the beep? What's this? What's happened to me? Now my life is just completely, been shattered, because a veil has been lifted, and it was really not easy for me to integrate that into. Took me a while to integrate that.
Yes.
Yeah, and I'm still doing that. I'm still integrating that.
Right.
Yeah.
And as we're catching up back to the feed, we're getting the feed to catch up with you. I too love Louise Hay's. I mean, that was one of my very first spiritual books as well. And it really kind of began to make sense of, and, some things I agree with, some things I didn't agree with, but it started to kind of bring reason, because I don't believe in that, the cause and effect, but we can bring reason to why we are feeling what we're feeling and what we're experiencing. And it always had a sense of, this makes sense to me. I remember when I was dealing with my first back, challenge, and I'm reading, well, do you feel supported in your life? Are you carrying so much of the weight onto your body? And it just made sense that at that time I did not feel supported in my life. I was carrying so much weight. And in that moment, I felt with her meditation, a shift from energy in my back. So I too love that. So, and you were also saying about after that, because we're cutting it out. So I want to continue this conversation. Go ahead.
So did you hear about the labyrinth walk?
Yes, we got to the labyrinth walk. I think that's when you start to go in and out.
Oh, okay. So I had this immense spontaneous awakening.
Yes.
With the labyrinth walk. Did you hear all of that?
I did that. Yes.
Yeah. So that's
what was the awakening? What was the awakening that you had at the end of the labyrinth?
Oh, it wasn't at the end of the labyrinth. It was at the beginning of it was before I even set foot in the labyrinth. It was.
So what was this awakening? What did Spirit reveal to you? What did you wake up to, sis?
Oh no, it wasn't kind of like a mediocre. I've had an insight.
It was like boom.
This was like a full-blown 4-hour.
I love that.
Being magnetized. I mean, I was bawling my eyes out before I even entered into the labyrinth. Oh. And as I began walking that labyrinth, I was having a DNA change. I mean, and I got to the heart of the labyrinth and I couldn't get up. I was in there for 3.5 hours, bawling my eyes out and I was with God. I had an experience that I can't explain. That experience, it was otherworldly, and
yes,
it took me 2 years really to talk about it.
It's powerful. That is so powerful.
You know?
What I love those transformative moments, and you're going, yeah, I can't really kind of articulate what it was, but I'm going to call it God.
Oh,
I'm going to call it unworthily. Otherworldly. You said, I love that.
Otherworldly. When it happened, I knew that my whole life had to change. The way I was living my life, what I believed in, what I didn't believe in. It's like everything, I had to throw it all out and start again, because I knew the truth.
Yeah.
It's like I knew the truth and I wasn't going to lie to myself or pretend to anyone else. And I think this is a key for anyone that has these experiences. We can't talk about them. They're numinous experiences, you know, and they're big and they're bold and they're scary. You know, it took me time to integrate that experience back into my day-to-day life. And for anyone that has had that, they will understand that. You know,
so I'm going to ask you, how far down the way after this awakening did you find your purpose? Because you are doing some magnificent work here. How long did it take you to find your purpose?
Well, I don't know if I was finding my purpose. I was following my heart. And I think it was like, I'm just going to live now how I really want to live. So I hadn't kind of thought, right, now this is my purpose and I'm going to live my purpose. It was more like, well, enough of that already. I'm now going to make my list and I'm going to actually live that list, that love list, and I'm going to live it. And I'm going to love my life and I'm going to love every moment of it. Whatever's going on, I'm going to feel fulfilled. And that, for me, I think that is purpose. It's about feeling like, oh yeah, today is amazing. And I love writing this blog and I love being on this show and I love cleaning the kitchen sink and all of it. You know, it's like, if we can be in that place and feel this immense love and gratitude, then I think that's, for me, that's my purpose.
Oh, because I love that.
Because I can't control all the stuff that's going on. You know, I just have the control over me and how I'm handling it in the moment.
Such a great way. That was a spiritual nugget just dropped, y'all. I hope y'all got that. It was beautiful. And then, you know, part of your purpose, which I love, is your music. And we get to now talk about discovering infinite music with Laura and Jason. Now, who's Jason? Because I know you, but I don't know Jason.
So when I came out of the labyrinth, I started writing meditations and I knew that to start playing guitar again. I found a guitar teacher and then she was giving me amazing Celtic songs and I started singing. And then it was like, oh, Rev Skip. I was like, I don't want to play the guitar anymore. I threw the guitar out the window and I just wanted to sing. And I'm not going to go into the whole story, but I did. I made an album with a beautiful woman called Kate Daisy Grant, this album. And she helped me to write the music and to put the words together and all of it. And this was from the labyrinth. This album was from the labyrinth. That was it. Then I wanted to, I wrote more and I wanted to make more music and, I didn't really know any more musicians, and I wrote a list of. I wrote a beautiful song, and I wrote a list of the instruments, and then I was introduced through a friend to Jason, and it's a long story. Not going to go into it, but he'd already written the music to the song that I'd written, and we hadn't met, and he'd written it on the Cora, and when we met. the two just went like that, and the song became a song. And if you listen to the song on YouTube, there's a lot of instruments and it's very over the top. There's a choir in there. It's amazing. But he's here now. I can get him.
And it's time to please bring in Jason.
Yeah,
I'm ready to hear some music.
Hold on.
Yes, I'm excited about this. And everyone, you'll be able to follow Laura and find out where her music is. We will be putting links into the description. And as Laura is setting up with Jason, she's going to gift us with some live music. And it's always amazing. We haven't had a lot of live music on here, but we're going to start doing some live music. And I think this is probably our first live music to be. No, Faith Rivera was on the other podcast, but she's going to come back on and do some live music as well. So, hiya, Jason. How are you, sir?
Hello, I'm very well, thank you. How are you?
Doing well. Thank you so much for being a part of In the Flow. We get to do something called the Yes Moment, and the Yes Moment means you expressing spirit. And in this Yes Moment, Jason and Laura, I want to hear this beautiful song that you are going to prepare for us. So I'm going to drop out, and Diego, let's give the show to Jason and Laura. This is our Yes Moment, everyone.
Oh, amazing. Thank you. This is so great. And we are actually in concert tomorrow on New Thought Media Network for anyone that wants to join us. We have our monthly concert, don't we?
5 p.m.
5 p.m. UK. There we go. The details are coming up here. The Zoom link. So this is the Cora.
Just a picture there.
There we go. This is called Do You Know? As a reminder of how amazing you already are. And if you can see the Cora. Okay. Let's go. Yeah. Just center yourself now, and you can close your eyes if you like, because this is also a meditation. Okay. Yeah. Please. Can you come here?
I'm not in the picture.
Can you come here? Do you know how beautiful you are? Can you feel the power that you hold? Do you see the light within your heart? Always there for you to have and hold. Have you found the truth in all that is? Will you hold the hand that leads the way? Do you look inside to wake your dreams? Knowing God is everywhere and more. You are the power, it's all inside of you. As you connect within and clear the way, that's all you need to do. I can feel power. I can hear the voice within my soul, knowing I am God and God is me. I see the beauty of it all. I am the power, it's all inside of me. As I say my prayers and love each day, that's all I need to do. You have have it all. It's there in you. I have it all. It's here in me. I know that you can find the way. You can open your heart today. You are the power. It's all inside of you. As you close your eyes and realize love comes shining through. You are the power. It's all inside of you. As you close your eyes and realize that's all you need to do. Yes, let's remember this power. It's me, it's you, it's each of us, and it's here right now in our hearts. Thank you.
Oh, so divine. That was beautiful.
Thank you, Rev Skip.
Thank you. That was exactly what I needed to hear today. Oh my goodness. That was like a cosmic love hug. That was a cosmic. So one thing, Jason, what's the name of the instrument you're playing?
It's called a kora. Kora.
The kora?
Yeah.
So Laura and the kora.
Yes.
Yes.
And my kora is called Nora.
Oh, that is so awesome. Oh, I love it. Thank
Laura,
you so much.
Nora brought me Nora the Kora.
Oh, my goodness.
For that, I truly adore her.
Well, thank you so much for touching my heart. That was absolutely brilliant. Please tell us about the concert you're doing tomorrow on our network, the New Thought Media Network.
We've been doing this every month, once a month, the Cosmic Concert, and
First
Saturday of every month. So it's tomorrow at 5 p.m. UK time, which is 10 a.m.
10 a.m. our time, yes.
Mountain.
It's
Mountain, yeah, and it's about 40 minutes, and it's on Zoom. So it's a private little intimate soiree, gathering, morning concert, or whatever, wherever we are in the world. And
if you want to get the link, you go to cosmicconcert.gra.com. Is that it?
Well, what it is it's coming up here. There's a little, you basically sign up to this, cosmicconcert.gra.com.
There you
and
go.
Once you're on the mailing list, you'll be sent the link tomorrow morning. Yeah.
There's this beautiful. There it is. Yeah. Everyone, please join in tomorrow morning or tomorrow evening, and just be blessed. Just have a cosmic blessing. I'm going to use that word now, cosmic. I love that word because it really says who you are, and it really talks about what we're experiencing. So cosmic is now in my vocabulary.
Yeah,
it's cosmic. It's cosmic. Where can people find you? And let's bring up the information. It's also in the program notes. But where can people find you, Laura?
Okay, so I'm here on Facebook, Laura Topper Love. I'm kind of in and out on Facebook. But my website, lauratopper.com, you can see all of my offerings and the music, everything's there on my website, really.
Coaching.
Yeah,
your coaching. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. And your show, the Cosmic Prayer, Monday at what time?
Monday at 5 p.m. UK. So that's 10 a.m. Mountain time.
Yeah, 10 a.m. Mountain Time and 9 a.m. Pacific Time. That's Monday. She is my counterpart to what I do here on Friday.
I love it.
We can start with Laura and end with Skip. And although we have shows exactly, we have shows throughout the whole entire network all week long. And one thing I always want to tell everyone is do not forget to jump in on Spirit Says to Sing. Diego, Spirit Says to Sing, is it happening tomorrow? Diego, you having a coffee break? What are you doing? What are you doing?
I'm sitting here looking at banners and things. I'm running a show back here. Yeah, Spirit Says Sing. Spirit Says Sing will be on tomorrow, every Saturday at 6 Mountain Time.
Absolutely.
5 Pacific. 7 Central.
Yeah.
And I had to bring you back into the mix for the end of this because you are the producer for both of our shows. So this is one big Diego New Thought family right here. The
family. I love it. Oh.
It's such a great network. And one of the guys we love you too, Diego. Thank you so much for what you do.
Diego.
And everyone, remember that you can re-listen to all my podcasts. You can actually re-listen because it does go out as audio feed. It will go out tomorrow. We'll stream it on, Apple Podcasts, on Spotify, on Pandora, on Google. It's everywhere you listen to your podcast. You can get this now. I'm going to go back in. I'm actually do a little bit of editing before it goes out because of this in and out. But I call this like pandemic broadcasting. It just is because everyone's on the internet and she is tired. Internet saying, y'all go to sleep, leave me alone. And remember, everyone, you can actually take me home and you do not have to cook me breakfast. You go to my website and you can find out information about my book. You can find out information about my other podcasts I do on Tuesdays with Unity Online Radio with Reverend Jackie Fernandez and Faith Rivera called Voices of Unity. You can find out about an incredible t-shirt line I have that's part of the Awake shop by Rev Skip, and it's inspiration you can wear. So make sure that you get your t-shirt, give it away for a gift, wear your reminder, do everything you can, and everything that I produce, 10% of it goes to supporting New Thought Media. It supports Unity Radio, the Trevor Project, Kumba in Action, in Motion. So I am tithing what I have been graciously given. So make sure you do that. Also, remember that, you can donate. You can donate to the New Thought Media Network because, it is a ministry. And if you go to ntmedia.org/donate, you can donate and help our network to continue to do the work that we're doing. And also you can support my ministry. I'm Venmo and PayPal, and just skip at skipjennings.com. Yeah. I think that's it. Laura, soon be Reverend Laura, or I can't wait for that. And I'm supporting you on this journey. Jason, thank you for coming in on your gifts. This has been really amazing. This has been a wonderful, wonderful, wonderful experience. Thank you.
My pleasure.
Yes, and mine too. It's been incredible being here. I love your show. I love your energy, everything, all of the amazing work that you're doing, Rev Skip. Thank you for
you're so
the blessing
welcome.
that you are and what you're bringing to your viewers. And I'm hooked. I'm going to be watching your show now all the time.
Yeah. And I will be on your show in a few weeks, so I'm looking forward to that. I'm looking forward to that. I can't wait. Yes. It's going to be great. And I will post and let everyone know when I'm coming onto the show. Once again, thank you so much. And everyone, just remember, transformation is a choice, and you can choose today. Until next week, peace and blessings, everyone.
Thanks for joining us on today's episode of In the Flow. If you enjoyed this programming, please help us spread this joy. Be sure and give this video a like, leave a comment, and don't forget to subscribe. New Thought Media Network can be found on Facebook or our YouTube channel. Additional contributions are greatly appreciated at ntmedia.org/donate or find Rev Skip on PayPal and Venmo.